The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Premier Championship.
All right, this is what we've come here to see, Benjamin C. Steele.
Waylon?
No, that happened already.
Oh, God.
It's the beginning of the era of trash. Relentless Ron Mathis calls himself the white trash maniac. He manipulated the system, he manipulated Andrew Palace, and Ron Mathis is on top of the Premier Championship Wrestling world, and the world as we know it is probably never going to be the same.
You know, sometimes you have a night where maybe you're really tired and sleepwalking, or maybe you were hammered, or maybe you were under the influence of something, but you wake up the next day and you're not quite sure what happened, but you know it's going to get worse. You know there's going to be bad times ahead. That's what I look like, or that's what I feel like, rather, when Ron Mathis is the Premier Champion. That kind of scares me. It scares me a whole heck of a lot, quite frankly, because the guy's unhinged.
It scares me too. There's no Chris Russo here to try to control him. Obviously, Gannon and Duke are worried about their own business, but the tag match we just saw, Ron Mathis is a man completely alone. The man who pinned Ricky Shane Page in one of the buildings that helped Ricky Shane Page become famous. The man who beat Andrew Palace in the building that Andrew Palace won his first major singles championship in. Ron Mathis has come in and just shaken up the whole system and just changed our whole reality.
Give it up for the man who dethroned Andrew Palace!
Well, you heard him.
Well, you want to talk about two contrasting personalities, the yin and the yang, the darkness and the light, whatever adage you want to use. The loud, boisterous, in-your-face Ron Mathis facing a very calm, centered, focused, Zen-like challenger. This is truly a personality clash of the utmost degree, unlike which I've seen maybe ever in professional wrestling before.
Well, they say the yin and the yang. I think this is the yin, and I don't think Ron Mathis is the yang. He is something entirely different.
Jason Kincaid was in the finals of the Premier Championship tournament, the Crown to First champion. He's who Andrew Palace defeated to win that championship. Kincaid made his return to this building at Welterweight Wrestling 2 on pay-per-view, stole the show in a matchup against fellow Evolve Pro Wrestling competitor Anthony Henry, and Kincaid, after that victory, I think vaulted himself right back into title contention. Kincaid-Henry was the matchup everybody was talking about after that pay-per-view. And could Kincaid put himself back on top of Premier as he's standing on top of our top turnbuckle at this point with a victory over Ron Mathis?
He's got a very unique sense of balance, and I think, well, I was going to say
the contrast between how both these men are preparing.
I was going to say that's angering Ron Mathis, but I think a lot of things do anger Ron Mathis.
I think Kincaid existing angers Ron Mathis at this point.
I don't know what he wants the official to do. I don't think there's anything illegal standing there before the match begins.
Correct.
Is that in my Premier Handbook rules stuff?
That's right! You do what the champion says!
Kincaid with a gift to a ringsider, not going to be phased by the negative energy around him.
She'll pawn that later.
Introducing versus the challenger from Oak Hill, West Virginia, weighing in at 192 pounds, the Gear, Jason Kincaid. Don't smile at me. Get him away. I won't smile at him when I get introduced. And his opponent from Chillicothe, Ohio, weighing in at 203 1/4 pounds. He is the current Premier Champion. Hey, wait, come here. Say it. And the man that dethroned Andrew Palace. 'Cause he's a sissy. He is the white trash maniac, Ron Mathis.
Well, he did dethrone Andrew Palace. I don't know about the sissy remark, but
not for the reasons he says.
But he did play a better game of chess, and who who better to play a chess game against than the man that's center?
Well, look at Kincaid. I think Kincaid's winning that chess game now because Kincaid doesn't look like he has a care in the world, and Mathis is on edge already.
I talked about that earlier, that unique sense of balance that Kincaid has.
Trash beats in every day of the week. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me?
You know, Kincaid hasn't said, he hasn't done anything.
Calm. Don't you tell me to keep calm. Don't you tell me to keep calm.
Tell him to be calm. That's it.
Well, apparently that's all it takes.
Keep calm. And you freaking laughing at me?
Works for Kincaid.
I'm the champ.
Kincaid's loving it. He's in a great mood.
Stop sitting like that.
I don't think Ron Mathis feels the same exactly.
Taking away dude's fit.
But like it or not, Ron Mathis is the premier champion.
He's complaining about the way Kincaid was sitting. That's how upset he is.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's really not going to like this.
Hey man, listen. If you want to sit there and act like a mark, how about I whoop you like a mark? Exactly. You have no idea.
Well, I'm not sure if Mathis has raised the ire of Kincaid or not, but Kincaid looks like he's ready to compete.
You're gonna cheer for this guy? He's a freaking hippie.
Apparently Ron Mathis does not like hippies.
Mathis doesn't like much of anything.
Never thought I'd say this, but
Sin is for sissies.
Ron Mathis and I have something in common.
As a hippie chant breaks out here at Turner's Hall, never say never to anything.
He just has that smile on his face. He's centered. He is fully centered.
Turn on, tune in, drop out, man.
Make love, not war.
Timothy Leary, Ken Kesey.
Dated references, you said?
Yes.
Ah, okay. You know, they'd love us in 1968. Well, maybe not the Shaft reference. That'd be a little bit before the time for that. You know, like Ron Mathis, he's a complicated man, and I don't know if anybody understands him but his woman.
Well,
His woman may be the premier champion.
yeah, he's got a love affair with that title belt right now, and he wants no part of Kincaid.
And I don't know if you know this, but Ron Mathis dethroned Andrew Palace. In case you hadn't heard.
I never know what you're doing. And it's annoying. Hey, you that guy on your shirt? I took his belt, and now I'm going to beat this guy. And your makeup looks ridiculous.
You look ridiculous!
I guess I'll keep my title and leave.
Mathis is just the most belligerent loudmouth I've ever met. Good grief. Oh, and now could that be a visual of the future? Wide smile on his face, Kincaid with the Premier Championship.
Well, you don't want anybody touching your woman.
Now I'm going to whoop your way back here with that guy. Get in here.
Even though no contact has been made, I give a firm advantage to Jason Kincaid. I don't know about you.
I would have to agree on that. You know, I wonder,
Do you hear me? I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your wiener.
Mathis just yells and yells some more.
Not a hateful bone in the body of Kincaid, though. That's a playful shove. It made Mathis even more angry than if it was aggressive.
You know, Ron Mathis from
Chillicothe.
Chicky, Ohio. I believe the
Look at this. Ah, Kincaid.
I was gonna say the town doesn't really have a health and wellness center.
And a handshake.
Isn't this stuff supposed to center you and calm you down?
Kincaid's calm.
Ron Mathis is not. He's
Kincaid tricked Mathis into a handshake and a bow.
gonna have an aneurysm. He's gonna pass out or something.
Each one's have a respectful contest. Trips Mathis up coming in. And back to his center, back to his position. Mathis, look out, here comes Kincaid! Sliding through the drop kick. And Kincaid showing that same energy we saw against Anthony Henry at welterweight too. Kincaid borrowing a water bottle from the ringside. Mathis, I don't know what he's reaching for. Water bottle to the head.
Apparently that water was cold.
Well, it is approximately 0 degrees outside right now, so probably not the best way to make Mathis feel better. We want to thank these fans who braved some very, very frigid temperatures to come out and join us here tonight. It's one of the coldest days of the season. Lows tonight forecast to be well below 0, not even including wind chill. So thank you, fans, for braving the elements to be part of Premier.
And Joe Dombrowski with the Premier AccuWeather forecast.
We'll see Kincaid's cold right now.
We'll check out the 5-day forecast later. And, you know, Ron Mathis showed up to the building like this. They've hitchhiked from Chumbawamba, Ohio. And I did see him earlier. I believe after the show he's going to have a whiskey drink and then a vodka drink.
Oh, stop it. Mathis into the guardrail. You don't have a clue. And Kincaid showed he can do this unorthodox style Mathis likes, but doing it with his own spin on things. Springboard forearm.
I don't know if Ron Mathis likes what's going on right now.
You think?
I've said before, Ron Mathis likes pain either on the receiving or the giving end, but not when it comes to losing what he holds closer to him than anybody else.
I think Andrew Palace might have a complaint about that as far as who covets that title more.
Well, it's that argument can be had for a later date, but the most important thing in Ron Mathis's life is that championship.
Well, there goes Kincaid.
Well, apparently he's going to get counted out.
Head of steam. And Kincaid always brings something you've never seen before. You've heard of as seen on TV. Kincaid is never seen on TV. He pulls out something that you've never seen before in your life.
And Ron Mathis doesn't know whether to go or wind his watch, so to speak.
How do you think Kincaid would fare as the Premier Champion?
Well, it would certainly be a center champion. I mean, we saw Andrew Palace with all that energy, like he's just injected coffee into his veins. We have Ron Mathis, which I don't know where he's from, or what planet he's on, or what he's on, but I think it would be a calmer demeanor.
To be a white trash champion.
Well, that's to say the least. It'd be a calmer champion, but Mathis gonna forcibly change Kincaid's move.
But Joe, you just heard it. We have a white trash champion. He is a white trash hero of sorts.
On his own mind, he is.
100% for.
And look, that girl. Well,
Thank you.
hey, Ron Mathis may have a date for after the evening's over.
Well, I don't want to think about that at all for anybody involved. But Mathis is now going to elevate Kincaid one more time. I believe. Yeah, small the back first on the edge of that ring frame. Metal meets wood. And Mathis is absolutely living up to one of his namesakes. He is relentless. Cover. Put him away. Kincaid with that staying power, that resolve. We saw him and Henry take each other to their limit, almost beyond.
Oh, Ron Mathis is the champ, for anybody wondering.
And he loves that constant reminder. And check out this hang time on Kincaid. Making Kincaid think about it.
And giving the fans a ticket to the gun show in the process.
And all the blood rushing to the brain of Kincaid. It's only going to maximize all the pain and bewilderment that Kincaid's feeling.
You know, it just hit me. Ron Mathis is the kid that holds the magnifying glass so the sun can shine through it and burn the ants.
I think that's a great analogy. It's disturbing, but it's accurate.
Or pours the hot sauce in the anthill.
And you can hear the strikes, the impact, as Kincaid battles back. But Mathis gets great rotation on the power slam. Could this be all? 2 count only.
As off the wall as Ron Mathis is, there's a reason he is the premier champion right now. And he is in firm control of Jason Kincaid. I see Ron Mathis is trying his own form of Zen. White trash Zen.
Maybe so. Mocking Kincaid at this point.
Could you imagine Ron Mathis yoga?
I'd rather not.
I believe that's step one.
Pretty high maintenance, that's for sure. A couple of backbreakers.
As the crouching backbreaker.
Who's the man?
And Jason Kincaid and all of his innovations that he brings to the table have not been enough to stay a step ahead of Ron Mathis in this Premier Championship matchup, your main event of Premier's New Year's Revolution, January 2018. Mathis, the near fall, and still running his mouth. Premier Championship at stake. But Jason Kincaid certainly is the worse for wear at this point.
I don't hear you making no noise for me!
It's been an unorthodox style, as it always is for Ron Mathis, but you cannot argue with its success at the moment.
Well, it's carried him this far in being the Premier Champion, and Kincaid's hurt. We know he has that centered style, calm demeanor, always a smile, but he's hurting right now. And Ron Mathis is certainly going to take advantage of that. John to the people a little bit too much, and we see why right there.
Kincaid the low bridge, and there may be hope still for the man dubbed the Gift.
Well, the gift to these people could be him walking away with the championship. I would guess that as a whole,
Oh, Mathis again dropping Kincaid.
the people are not completely behind Ron Mathis. Can I go out on a limb and say that?
I don't think that's a stretch at all.
I don't think a lot of people know how to take him.
And I think a lot of people don't know how to combat him either. That may be Kincaid's issue long term. Mathis elevates him. Airplane spin, TKO. This could do it. Got him. No.
Why won't you stay down? Stay down!
And again, Kincaid, whether it's that center, whether it's his pain threshold, his mentality, whether it's a little bit of all of the above, either way, Kincaid is being kept in this matchup.
Ron Mathis taking a second to, I was going to say, taking a second to get his wits about him and maybe not jaw with the people, but that didn't last too long.
No. He is the champion, if you hadn't heard.
Well, that's true, and he did dethrone Andrew Palace.
Oh, Kincaid! May have played a little possum! Caught Mathis. Sit out slam on the way down.
But right now the question is Mathis going to be a one and done?
That's possible. When Kincaid's your first challenge, man, anything can happen. And Kincaid standing on the post. Oh, but he had 1 foot on the rope. And Mathis was able to trip him up before Kincaid got both feet on the post. We saw Kincaid use that offense in Premier and welterweight in the past. Mathis had it scouted. High risk coming.
This is going to be a good landing.
Follow-away slam. Kincaid sent all the way across the ring. Mathis retains the championship. No! And again, the frustration on the champion's face.
It just angers Ron Mathis more and more. I've heard the rumor that Ron Mathis has actually done some of his own tattoos. You know what that takes in a person?
I don't even want to think about that.
You're not getting the championship! Give up and save yourself!
Well, there wasn't anything clean or zen about that at all.
Give it up!
Mathis. We apologize for those remarks. Mathis is very frustrated, very upset. Well, Kincaid! Again, maybe Kincaid played a little possum. Trips Mathis up. Springboard forearm. Mathis again thrown up his game. As soon as Mathis thinks Kincaid is down and out, the Gift comes up with something new.
I don't think Ron Mathis is going to be happy until he takes out everybody. One way or another, maybe people, not only in the ring, but on the other side of the guardrail, he's been jawing with people all night, as he always does.
I've never seen Mathis happy. Look out here. Kincaid rolled through on the apron, clothesline of his own. Kincaid is full of fire. He's not even in the ring. Springs in with a neck breaker. And a Gift up. Kinnovation personified. Handspring knee drop. You never know which way he's coming from. Kincaid can have him. No.
Handspring, have you ever called that before?
Not in my life. Well, Mathis catches Kincaid. Look out here. Double underhook. Kincaid counters.
Smart maneuver by Kincaid. Oh, my.
Kincaid uses the momentum to hit the face buster. Got him, no.
Obviously, a little bit late to point that out. Our fans watching this would know that by this point. But I do want to say that Kincaid uses other people's momentum against them. It's not an easy thing to do for a professional wrestler to not only use your momentum, but also use your opponent's momentum as well.
Without a doubt.
What's going through Ron Mathis' head at this point?
I'm not sure what's ever going through Ron Mathis. Frustration, anger. Kincaid has had Mathis. Oh, look at this. Tiger Bomb. Mathis going to pin Kincaid with a Tiger Bomb. No! And every kick out sends Mathis a little bit closer to the edge.
He's threatening officials.
That's not the official's fault.
But in the mind of Ron Mathis, it is.
Well, that's true. Now what? So Mathis had that title belt again. We saw how instrumental that was in the match with Mathis and Palace.
Well, the official's not going to let that happen. Mathis in danger of getting disqualified.
And Mathis could get disqualified and retain the title here. He doesn't care about that. But now Kincaid with an inside cradle. Kincaid had the title won, and the official was dealing with a champion. Now Mathis will roll up, gonna steal it. No! My God, how many different ways can this matchup go? Mathis frustrated.
Mathis needs to have his eye on the ball.
Here comes Kincaid. Kincaid sends Mathis into the corner. His head hits a buckle. And Kincaid goes coast to coast. Cover. New champion. No. And Kincaid now can feel it. Perhaps just a heartbeat or two away.
Well, he has Mathis almost beat.
Can Kincaid make it to the post that time? Yeah, he does. A little bit of extra height, extra distance, and nobody there for the double stomp. Kincaid looked like he tried to catch himself, but tied himself up awkwardly on that top turnbuckle. And Mathis now with a torture rack. Kincaid is caught. Kincaid is trapped. Look at the angle of the lower back of Kincaid as it's being wrenched. Kincaid is out. Mathis has retained the title.
Here is your winner and still the premier champion, Ron Mathis.
And Joe, he is now not only the man that dethroned Andrew Palace, but the man that defeated Jason Kincaid.
I can't deny that. The era of trash continues in Premier Championship Wrestling. Mathis has defeated arguably two of the most decorated and most prestigious singles talents we've had in the history of this organization. And who knows how long the era of trash could go on.
Well, Joe, here's the question at this point. What is next for Ron Mathis?
That's a very good question. You know the contenders are always going to be lining up. You know the challenges are going to persist as time goes on. And I think we may be about to answer your question. Andrew Palace earlier tonight said he wanted the winner, and now we know who that winner is. Palace making a beeline for the man that thwarted him out of his title, and there's a hernia driving to Mathis.
Give me a mic. Give me a mic. Give me a mic. Mathis. 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 Mathis.
He knows his name.
Yes, it's you and me next month, huh? You and me. I just want to come up here and say, the match we're going to have isn't just going to be one fall gets the pen. No, we're going to see who the best man is. Because it won't be one, it'll be 2 falls. Because Mathis, our match is in 3 stages of hell match. See you next month.
It'll be 2 out of 3 falls, each fall a different stipulation. Palace could be wearing that championship again. Palace a shot at redemption against the white trash era of Ron Mathis.